And welcome back to another SwiftUI tutorial. So we're gonna sort of like take off from where we left off. In other words, to say whatever we did with the Americano originally with this SwiftUI tutorial, also known as the Candy Smile app. We're gonna start from there and see how things are working fine or not. Now today we're gonna talk more about how to rectify problems, because in programming we always have problems and it always occurs, no matter what happens. We need to identify situations. We also need to see whether if our code is workable. We need to also see if any way to make our UI better. So that's one way we're gonna make things better. Now, in order to make our UI better, we need to consider various options. One, whether if the user is able to see the screen properly. Two, whether if our X and Y axis are workable. Just like the other time when we had the tutorial about that one. Also, you need to also consider factors like dimensions from your iPhones as well as from your iPads. The different dimensions are visible, but also you need to be sure that it's adaptable. That's the reason why we also use SwiftUI, because UI kit requires parameters, and parameters are pretty hard to stick. Sometimes even with the best programmers, they all have the same issues as well, which is not. So, short to further ado, I hope you guys enjoy the video, and if you like it, do give me a thumbs up or subscribe to our channel, okay? Okay, this is our Americano view, which you can see that it has a scroll view right here, right now. Okay, it looks good, but it does not attentively connect the items together. Also, you might need to also consider that we have not just one Americano, but different types of UIs that will come in along the way. So, why are we doing this? Because users these days, they prefer scrolling items, okay, rather than just looking at items. So the first factor that we do need to take in consideration is creating a new view, which is under File, SwiftUI view, and you also need to add in as a scroll view. So I'm going to call this the scroll view coffee, which I think it looks nice. And I'm going to add a view down here just to make sure that you guys know that it's a view. And you can see pretty much about that. Okay, it's a blank sheet. I don't know what to say. Okay, now to get this workable, first we need to remove the text and change it to a scroll view and add in parentheses. And then we need to add in for each, which is a struct that computates views on demands from underlying collection of identified data. Now, for you guys that don't know layman terms, underlining collection means to say that we have a collection of views, we want to put them all together, and we want them to look like a scroll view. Okay, so we put for each. Now then we put bracket 0. Now in programming, we normally use 2 dots or 3 dots. We do not go more than 3, okay? And then we want it to set in a parameter of 100. So anything with between 0 to 100 is going to display, okay? So do take note about that one, okay? Let's pull the drag a bit so you guys can see the code much better, okay? Now, with this being done, now I need to set another parameter where it needs to know what's going on. So I'm going to put an index, okay? And I'm going to put, sorry, catch a small little cold, text, string, and we're going to put index. Okay? And that should, you could see 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, all the way till 99. Okay? Now, in order to make the 99 and 100, you do need to take note about this one. In programming, 0 is the number one numeric number. Unlike we humans, we calculate with 1, 2, 3, 4. Now, in programming, it's different. It starts out with 0. So in order for it to recognize it as 100, we have to change it to 101. So as you can see, once they refresh, it should be fine. Okay, I'm gonna have to refresh this, and the minute I click this, it's a bit slow, sorry about that. You can see 100 indicated down here. Okay, great. Now, if you don't want to add index, that's fine. I mean, it's totally feasible, understandable, and so forth. Okay. Excuse me. Okay. Now we need to make sure that it's a ScrollView Reader that allows us to scroll to a particular position. So what we can do is we need to add in the button on top down here in the ScrollView. I'm going to type in button. Okay. A button, just in case you guys don't know, it's a button where you can add in things, tab, and also execute various stuff. Okay. So once I click this, scroll to the bottom. If I spell it correctly, that should be fine. And then I need to add in the parameters about this scroll. Okay. So with this scroll, again, I need to add in scroll view. Now, take note, it has to be in small caps, scroll view, because you don't want to override the original parameter. Scroll to the top or scroll to a certain position. Okay, you could do this, scroll to top. Okay, or you can do scroll to, okay, a specific indicator. Okay, bracket 99. Oops, my bad, not 99, but bracket to 100, comma, anchor, there you go. And let's put a parameter of dot center space dot center. Okay. Now this is not workable. Why? Because you see the error. Cannot find scroll view in the scope. Okay. So we need to add in the scroll view under here. That's the reason why, because we did not add in an ID. Now after we've done the ID, we need to add in an index, which the error should go away. Oopsie, it's not going away. So I guess it's capital letters then. Okay. Now, I have added the parameters. What's wrong? What is missing? Oh, because the original, you see, scroll view content has no member to scroll to. So we did not add in the original scroll in view. Okay, so we need to say we did not add in the original scroll in view. So we need to add in here scroll view, and then we need to add in. Okay. Now with this been done, it should pop out with this. Okay, and then with the scroll view, I need to change it to a reader. Now, a view that programming scrolls by working with a proxy to scroll to the child view. So you need this, not just scroll view anymore. Okay, so the parameter is different now. Okay, so let's add in the reader, and now the errors should all go away, and now it should be fine. Okay, now once I click this, you should see that it's running. Give it a while before it goes to the next position. Okay, it should be okay. The next part we want to talk about is animation. Because this is a bit boring if let's say we just do it like that, okay? And you can see that the indicator is shown again. So what we need to do is we need to take note, scroll to the bottom, okay? Let's click this, should be fine. 100. Now once we go back again, once we click this, it should scroll all the way to 99. Okay, Now, after you've done this, you need to add in the animation, where you can do it by doing an animation under the button down here. Okay, make sure to set the parameter in the scroll view, adding with animation, and you don't need this brackets. Okay, so clear it off, add in parentheses instead, and within the scroll view parentheses, close it. So this way you should have something. So you can see there's an auto animation. Okay, you can also add in ease in, ease out, it depends. Okay, like ease in, okay, ease out, okay, whatever you want to do with that one. Okay, so this is the basics, okay, of ScrollView Reader. Okay, now unfortunately we're not trying to put indicators or indexes inside. We want to make sure that our scroll view is doing to a point where we want it to indicate and show certain content. So let's do it this way: new file, and we're gonna add in a scroll view. It's gonna be called let's say Americano Reader View, so people can read what's going on with the Americano. Okay, now the first thing we need to do is we need to add in a parameter. Okay, so first we add the description. We need to create a variable. That description equals to, now I'm gonna call the description Americano blah 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 blah. So let's go into this and let's put Americano, and there should be a description down here. There we go, Cafe Americano, da da da. There you go. Okay, let's go with this one. Apply Apple Cooks. Sonja and Alex. Okay, they're nice. I like that. Okay, couples doing coffee. That's way nice. Okay, you can add all these in with the content. Make sure you group them together. Copy, paste, put it over. Add in. You close the brackets down here, which is looking fine. Okay, that's awesome. The next part is we need to add in. Okay, now same thing. You still remember what we did with just now? Okay, we had a scroll readable view. Okay, so we can use a scroll readable view. We can also use a scroll view depending on what you want to do. Okay, for the basics, scroll view. Okay, and then we create a V stack. Okay, our alignment and space alignment. Let's make it dot leading. Okay, and content. Anything you want to do with the content? Nah. Okay, so let's change that. Instead, let's change the spacing. So we're gonna add some spacing so we make sure that our content is not clamped up together. Okay, so it's a boolean where we put 20. Then we put parentheses, open it. Okay, then we put image. Okay, bracket, and then we need to name our image. Now remember what we did with the assets down here. We have the Americano down here, so you guys can just copy this, drop it in back into the Americano Reader view, and that should be fine. But now again, you can see that our Americano is way out of course. We don't want that, right? So the first thing we need to do is we need to change it to resizable. Okay, and it's gonna reframe itself. Now we're gonna scale it, okay, to fill. Okay, and then we're gonna have to add in a frame. So let's add in a nice frame with the width of let's add in a width of 400. Okay, so it looks filling. Okay, you can make it 250, that's fine as well, depending on what you want. Okay, then add in a height of 300, so it looks nice. Okay, so it's now hitting, okay, the supposed areas. Now you can add in clip. Okay, so it's bound to the rectangle frame. Okay, so you can see it's being clipped. Okay, so it looks nice. Okay, I can see my lovely coffee down there. Okay, I could add in shapes for clipping. I can make it dot. I can make it circle. Okay, and so forth. Okay, but it's not supposed clip shape. Oops, skip that. I'm gonna have to delete that. Okay, my bad. Okay, now once you're done with the clipping part, now you have to add in the text. Okay. Now to add in the text down here, okay? Now the text can be let's say Americano, okay? And then we close it. You can see my Americano appearing down here. You can see, wonderful, okay? Now, we also can add in other stuff, like for example, whether the fonts, let's make it title, a large title, should be fine. And you can see that it's working fine. We can also change the alignment, okay, later on. So we call it the multi-alignment. Sorry, I forgot to add in the dot, my bad. Multi-alignment, dot. And I'm gonna call it center, okay? So it's gonna be in the middle, I think. Yeah, there we go. Okay, or maybe let's make it leading then. Should work. Okay, there you go. Now the next part is we need to add in a text, and we need to add in our variable, which is description. Okay, as you can see, our wonderful description pops up down there. Okay, and then you need to add in our multi alignment dot leading again. Okay, and last but not least, we need to add in a padding. Okay, so it looks way nicer. Okay, and with that, it's gone. Oh gosh, what did I do wrong here? Padding has been added. It should be fine, unless my padding should go at the bottom here. Nope. Do or here. Way nicer. Okay, good. That should be here. Let's add it here. Looks nicer this way. Okay. Oopsie. I have an error here. Okay. Now you can don't add in the padding. Okay. Let's not prevent the crash. So we have the description, we have the alignment, and so forth. Now what we need to do is we could add in. Let's see if we can add in the animation that we just explored. Okay. So let's go into animation dot with animation. Okay, let's see if it works. And the answer is no. Okay? The answer is no. We need to add it on top. Okay, rather though. Okay? Let's cancel this part. Okay, down. Okay, now here. Now, so this is what our Americano introduction should look like. Okay, so basically that's what it should look like. It looks nice, wonderful. I could change it. Okay, and you can see I can scroll it as well. I could play with it. Okay, so this is the basics of our introduction. Okay, for next week I'll show you how to do more on customization. Okay, so do take note about this one and stay tuned. Again, let's review on this one. Okay, first we have a multi-text alignment that requires it to be leading, center, and so forth. You could position it wherever you want it to be for the text. Also, do take note about your image. Okay, how you want to put it. Okay, you could clip it, you could frame it, you could also add in paddings if you want to. So you can see that I can add in paddings. Okay, which is fine as well. Okay, which looks nice as well. Okay, but my words will go off, so make sure to add the padding together with the system itself. Okay, padding, and it should be fine. Okay, so do take note about this one. Okay, now once I've done this, okay, now I'm gonna add a padding here as well. Way nicer. Okay, so you can see down here. Okay, I could also add in another line down here in between to make it look nice. Sorry, my bad. Dot line. Okay, I could add a line spacing, CG float. Let's put a 10, and it should be fine. Okay, I could do that as well. Okay, looks way nicer. Okay, I could add in various things as well. Customizing, how you want your UIs to be shown. It all depends on you. Okay, at the end of the day. Now, you could add in variables at the beginning. Okay, do take note. Your variable should always end up here. Okay, if let's say it wants to appear in the view itself. Anything that is functionality, please add it down here after the view. So this way, it looks way clean, and at the same time, you are executing various functions, which should be placed at the bottom. Okay, it's a habit where developers do that. Okay, I myself do that as well. So I hope you like this tutorial today, and do remember to subscribe. Hope to see you guys soon again, and yeah, see you next week.